Welcome to Book Talks with Miss Kaylor. Today, we're going to learn about parts of World War II that you might not know. War creates a sense of fear, abandonment, and the experience of loss. What is a genocide? How do we learn so much about the Holocaust? What actually happened on the island of Okinawa? Let's take a literacy journey into adventures where characters cling to hope. I'll see you back in a few. Beneath the snow and dirt is a story of terror and death. Between the Shades of Gray by Ruta Sepetys is where we begin our literacy adventure. Take a journey through the historical fiction of the genocide of the Baltic people in Lithuania. In the story, we meet our main character, Lena. Lena and her family is being torn apart under the rule of Joseph Stalin. Her family is well educated, and we learn that they are part of a list of people who need to be erased and or eliminated. A group of people filled with professors, librarians, doctors, and many more. Lena is a young 15-year-old girl who is simply an artist, but is forced into a cattle car for a long train ride. Her mother, Elena, and her brother, Jonas, are with her on the journey. The experiences within the train ride shape their new reality as Lithuanians and as a family. The train ride is an event that is not easily forgotten. They're taken to a camp in the coldest regions of Siberia, where they are forced to dig for beets and fight for their lives. The Lithuanians were underestimated about their will to live. We meet Andreas, a young man who is being forced on the train along with his mom. He befriends Jonas and Lena and helps them in many different ways. Andreas and Lena have a bond that is formed throughout the novel that shows how people need to cling to hope during difficult situations. We as a reader are transported into history and into Lena's life. Her strong and determined mother, Helena, is a fantastic character for the Lithuanians and her family. The lines between a truth and a lie hold the gray. How does Lena find a way to survive and not become bitter? What's happening around them? Why doesn't anyone see that they're being eliminated? Where can they find hope? How will their story be told? Go check out this book and learn more about a part of history that seems to be forgotten. Between the Shades of Gray by Ruta Sepetys. Our next journey, let's travel to the island of Okinawa with Grenade by Alan Gratz. What would you do with a grenade? What would you do with a command? In this novel, we find a story of loss, of abandonment, and of fear. We meet two boys during World War II, one American, one Japanese, two grenades in each boy's hand, and one story of choice on the island of Okinawa. Ray is an American Marine that is newly enlisted and very nervous. He's given one statement from his commanding officer: just keep your head down and move as fast as you can. Ray is placed on the island of Okinawa with fellow Marines that he has to trust. How does Ray cope in an unfamiliar territory? How does Ray find ways to be accepted? We learn that Ray enjoys pictures and finding meanings behind each photograph. As a reader, we're able to immerse ourselves into his thoughts. The main character of the story, Hakim Kanon Shiro is a young Japanese student that has been given a grenade and told not to come back until he's killed an American soldier. How does this statement change him? What would you do with a grenade? Hakim meets several people from the island on his journey to find out what has happened. Does the power of the grenade change on his journey? Where's the hope? Hakim and Ray experience loss, abandonment, and fear on their island encounters, but from two different perspectives. Their story of loss and fear meet in the middle, in the battle. Their choices that they make in the middle of the battle will change everything. The novel is written in third-person point of view, where the reader is able to gain multiple perspectives. Alan Gratz helps the reader feel the emotion on the island of Okinawa, feeling the turmoil of being a refugee on your own land. In the novel, it reads, "Fear isn't a weakness. Anyone who's been afraid is a fool." Go check out this book and be immersed in Ray and Hakim's lives. Will their perspectives change? I'm going to leave you with this. Being brave doesn't mean not being scared. It means overcoming your fear to do what you have to do. Let's read it. Let's read Grenade by Alan Gratz and learn a part of history that might just change our perspective. Our final literacy adventure will end with a nonfiction novel named The Nazi Hunters: How a Team of Spies and Survivors Captured the World's Most Notorious Nazi by Neil Bascom. Exploring the world of nonfiction is fascinating to read after exploring fiction novels that depict the same era or the same events. This nonfiction account is how a team of spies captured the head of the Nazi operations, Adolf Eichmann. Eichmann was a leader of the Holocaust that threatened millions of Jews. We have these accounts because of the team was able to bring Eichmann to justice in Israel. We're given details on how he was living in Argentina, believing he was free from justice. The team of spies used their intellect to find and capture the notorious Eichmann. They smuggled Eichmann back to Israel for the trial of a lifetime. Why was he smuggled? Why couldn't they bring him to justice with the world knowing their every move? In the 1960s, the events of the Holocaust were not taught in school or even discussed because of the lack of materials and knowledge of what had happened. This novel brings events to life on how they were able to understand a small glimpse into the sufferings the Jews experienced during the Holocaust. We're able to be hooked into this gripping, true tale of Eichmann's capture and trial. The novel is filled with photographs of historical events. Take a moment and examine each and every detail found within the photographs. Mr. Bascom gives a reader the details on how the spies found Eichmann. Did you know that your ears are very similar to your fingerprints? No two are alike. How does this information help the spies and survivors? Go and read and examine the evidence for yourself. What lengths would you go to bring justice during a difficult time? Would you give up? As a survivor, how would you feel when justice has been served? Neil Bascom states, our memory reaches back through recorded history. The memory book lies open and the hand still writes. So Let's read. Let's read The Nazi Hunters, how a team of spies and survivors captured the world's most notorious Nazi by Neil Bascom. Welcome back. Are you excited? Are you ready to read these titles and more? Learn anything new? I cannot wait to hear your thoughts after you read these books. If you find more, please let me know. Let's get together. Let's talk about it. Let's find hope. Let's not lose sight of hope in the midst of loss, abandonment, and fear. People who are ordinary can accomplish extraordinary things. Don't forget, the books are called Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetys, Grenade by Alan Gratz, The Nazi Hunters, the story how a team of spies and survivors captured the world's most notorious Nazi by Neil Bascom. Go and read them and have those tough conversations with your friends. Let's not let history be forgotten. Bye, friends, and happy reading.